the Adjapong story, is going to create what we call the first round of a prelude to the 2024 election, naturally, especially now that the NDC has finished its election of its presidential candidate. So there's no ambiguity about who is the leader of the NDC right now ahead of 2024. It's John Mahama. So this is his challenge. Now I'm going to show you the data from Adjapong's constituency to show you that it's a constituency that the NDC have an edge, sort of. We'll look at it so you see it. Then we can make predictions into the future. Now the other thing is this: Ken Adjapong, who's been touting his numbers as the guy to be the MPP leader, is the member of parliament for the border constituency, Assin South. Now, so people are going to look at it this way. You say you are almighty Ken Adjapong. You say you are the real McCoy of politics. This is the constituency border to you. In 2020, the MPP lost it, but you won. Now, this is a by-election. Show the MPP that you can deliver it. If you cannot deliver this constituency in a by-election for the MPP, then what is all this? I've given you the party million, I've given you the party. What is it about? This is the most important. This is the crucial moment. Ken Adjapong, show your cratchy powers. Tell the MPP that leave this for me. I will deliver it. And when I do it, you people will know that I should be your flag bearer. If I can deliver this, I will deliver all the 275. That's Ken Adjapong's campaign mantra. That's what it ought to be. He is there. The thing has fallen on his lap. He has to go and deliver. So everyone is going to focus on him and see how this turns out. He has not spoken about a by-election in Assin North yet, but we are waiting to see how he positions himself, and that will give us a sense of whether the MPP think they can win this or not. Who are the other important people in there? President Mahama. He's just been elected as a NDC flag bearer, and people are saying this and that. This is an NDC seat. In fact, President Mahama had commented on the Supreme Court ruling. Now, he would have this an NDC seat. If they go in the by-election and NDC loses it, the first election that is testing his capacity for 2024, he cannot lose it. He has to win it. So this is going to be a big issue. It's going to be a big battle. It is about, so the election has nothing to do with Assin North anything anymore. The election has now thrown out different dimensions and different contests. Proxy contests though, but different contexts of different dimensions. President Mahama has to win this thing. He cannot assume the throne of the NDC and then the first by-election which the NDC had, the seat the NDC held, he loses it? Yay, no way. So he has to win. Big deal. Okay, let's move on with the story. We talk about Ken Adjapong again. Here, Alhaji Muhammadu BAWUMIA is looking at this and says, no way. He is being touted as the next MPP presidential candidate. Is going to defeat Adom-Otchere Martin. The party is rallying behind him. All the arguments are in his favor. Now, if he is able to go into a seat where the MPP, MPP didn't have it, and he can win one seat on the first by-election since the hung parliament. This is the first by-election since it's not the first by-election. The first one will be Kumewu, which is coming up soon. Since the hung parliament, Kumewu is a safe seat, so that's not a contest. This will be the first real by-election contestable since the hung parliament. And he's touting himself. He's going to be leading the MPP's efforts, really, clearly. He's going to be the one leading the MPP's efforts into the place. There's a bit of a Muslim area there as well. That's significant. So all is on Alhaji BAWUMIA. So this is how we call it between Alhaji BAWUMIA and the BAWUMIA can do with a draw. John Mahama needs to win. So what is a draw in politics? I'll come to that later. But hear me out. On Assin North, BAWUMIA can do with a draw because an NDC seat already anyway. So if there's a draw, okay, NDC is their seat anyway. We close the gap. BAWUMIA can do with a draw. John Mahama has to win. He can't do with a draw. So we'll see what happens in that contest. Who are the other? Adom-Otchere Martin is here. Now, Adom-Otchere Martin and his supporters present him as an Ashanti region candidate, of course. They always do that. But they don't stop to say that he's also Central region. They don't stop to say that. Adom-Otchere Martin has started his campaigns. It's going well, I hear. This is a Central region seat. Where are you, Chief? You said you are Central region. Deliver this for us before we talk about the big one. Let us eat before we go to Cana. We will not go to Cana on hungry stomach. we are going to Kenya, but give us food right now in the wilderness. Otherwise, the Kenya, you can keep it. That's what they are going to tell him. This is central region. You say you are central region. Lead your team. Deliver it for the MPP, and they will come and say, hey, but for the island people, wouldn't have won this thing there, the work they did. Charlie, ask for the Assin North there, you have to give it to the island people. They really did the work. That's, if that testimony comes out of Assin North, and the MPP has won, and they say the island people, credit to him. He becomes pole position. Okay, let's see who else. Hey, yeah, Johnson Adom-Otchere. Now he's the McCoy of by-elections. He knows how to do by-elections. That is his area. That's his territory. That's his forte. He's become chairman of the party. This is a seat the NDC has. He's similar to John Mahama, but John Mahama's own, the stakes for John Mahama is higher than it is for Assin Adom-Otchere. But Assin Adom-Otchere also has significant interest. He's quite well invested in this matter. And he will have to deliver the seat for the NDC. Okay, yes, so I finished with the key people. I was going to add the MPP party hierarchy and all of that, but I didn't include Nana Akufo-Addo because he's preparing for his retirement and he's just focusing on IMF and World Bank and being sure that all of those things will happen. So this is the Assin North data analysis here. This is Assin North data analysis of what has happened. So here is 2016. So the presidential for 2016, interesting, Nana Akufo-Addo in 2016 got 14,143, and he defeated John Mahama, who got 12,066. So that was in 2016. Then in 2020, Nana Akufo-Addo of the MPP got 16,067, and again defeated John Mahama. So it's a skirt and blouse constituency. Very interesting. Nana Akufo-Addo again defeated John Mahama, where John Mahama got 15,000. So it was just about 1,000 difference in the presidential elections, and the parliamentary election in 2014 and 2016 had also parliamentary election in 2016. I'm yet to look at that. So this is 2020. 2020 was closer than 2016, but both were won by Nana Akufo-Addo of the MPP. Now, in 2016 Parliament, MPP was represented by Abena Drowa Mensah. She got 15,000. And NDC Ambre Samuel got 10,000. So the seat was carried in 2016 by the New Patriotic Party, the NPP. And then in 2020, the same Abena Drowa Mensah, who was the incumbent at the time then, competed against James Quayson. And now Abena Drowa Mensah earns 14,193. And James Quayson appears to have been popular, moving the NDC vote from 10,000 to 17,000. Never mind maybe additional voters, but even with that, you can still see a certain increase. Move the NDC vote from 10,000 to 17,000. James Quayson must be kind of popular, and he gained a difference of 3,300. Now, this is what is on trial. It's going to be on political trial in the by-election. What's on political trial in the by-election is the NDC's majority of 3,305. Will the MPP be able to assail that? But it's an open constituency, really. Nana Akufo-Addo has won the elections there, presidential elections in both 2016 and 2020. And the NDC had lost in 2016 and won in 2020. So it will not be surprising if it flips. But it's an open constituency. It's still for John Mahama to win and for BAWUMIA to draw. I think that's how we conclude on this one.